Hey, this is Tom with Cmdx. I want to take you into the CEO corner for a big time fight. Today I'm calling Cmdx better than Bitcoin. And I'm going to back it up here with 7 points, but I want you to listen in and hear what I'm saying because we have a golden opportunity with these 7 elements. Maybe you haven't thought of them, but let's start off on the first one. By the way, I'm a huge Bitcoin fan, but after looking at these 7 elements, I still say that Cmdx is better than Bitcoin. And here's why. First off, there's a thing called first mover, second mover advantage in technology. And in fact, if you go to Silicon Valley and go to Sand Hill with your great idea and you tell everybody you're a first mover, nobody will invest in you. Here's why. It's because you're the first mover. You're the one that's going to make mistakes. It's either going to make it or it's not. But inherently, it will have mistakes built into it. Well, that's what happened with Bitcoin. When it was created in 2009, it was a first mover. And once the technology was published, it could never be changed. So Bitcoin is kind of stuck in a rut with these technology limitations, like, for example, the number of transactions per second that it can do. And it's got other issues as well I'll discuss in these 7 elements. So, hey, being a second mover is a big deal. Vitalik Buterin comes along, he looks at Satoshi's work, and he says, transactions per second is an issue, but there's another big issue. You're just digital money. We need programmable digital money. So when you think about Bitcoin, you think of it as a 2-layer cake. There's the blockchain, which is the technology that Bitcoin is built on, which is the same technology that Ethereum is built on. But then on the second layer of the cake, you have digital money. So Bitcoin is limited to a 2-layer cake, if you will. If you like cake, I like cake. But anyway, a 2-layer cake. But Ethereum, that's a second mover, has a 3rd layer and even a 4th layer of the cake as well because it's got what are called smart contracts. And smart contracts are what you call programmable money. So I can actually program a self-executing contract to pay you X number of Cmdx rewards if you run a mile, or if you fill out a health style profile application, or if you refer a provider, or if you buy a health product or service, or if you refer a member. We can make all of those smart contracts to where I don't need an accounting department, okay? With Bitcoin, I still need an accounting department because it's only a 2-layer cake. Have you ever thought about that? So that 3 and 4th layer cake is very, very important because just like the internet, blockchain is going to have lots of levels of technology built on top of it. Companies like Bitcoin, or not companies, not really a company, but technologies like Bitcoin are going to be stuck at 2 levels, whereas Ethereum has the ability to be a 10-layer cake. You can continue to add layers of technology or protocols, as they say, on top of the base blockchain layer. Okay, so that's very important. So Vitalik was able to look at the problems that Bitcoin had, and he was able to create a better version of it. And of course, Ethereum has gone viral, and that is the blockchain that Cmdx is built on top. So there's point number 1. I think round number 1 goes to Cmdx because we don't have those issues that Bitcoin does and can't fix. We have a better technology platform that we're built on, okay? Second reason, cheaper and faster transactions. We know that Bitcoin, one of its limitations is the blockchain is every 10 minutes. So to wait for a solid confirmation, you got to wait at least 10 minutes and sometimes 30 minutes to 6 hours waiting for a confirmation because of the congestion of the network. Okay. So it's not, Bitcoin's just not scalable. Now, I'm not saying it's not going to become valuable. I really do think it's going to, and I have Bitcoin, I own it. But I want you to know that I think that that's a very, very big issue when you go to a store. And so what people are saying is Bitcoin will never be a form of purchase. You're never going to use it on a regular basis to purchase stuff, whereas Ethereum or Cmdx you will because of its technological limitations, and with Ethereum its technological possibilities with smart contracts. And so cheaper, faster transactions. I saw at the peak when Bitcoin was at $20,000, it was just above 19,000, close to 20,000. I saw transactions at $10 and $20 a piece for a transaction. You could send $5 and it cost you $25. That was ridiculous, okay? Ethereum doesn't have that problem. Sure, transaction costs will go up as the network gets more congested, but not like Bitcoin's. So I would say cheaper, faster transactions is a big deal. Now, when you talk about a faster transaction with CMDX, you're looking at 15 seconds to a minute on the outset to get a confirmation. When you go into a retail store, are you going to wait around for 30 minutes to 6 hours for your money to confirm before you will leave the store? No, you're not. But with CMDX, in 15 to 60 seconds, boom, you've got your confirmation and you're out the store. That's a big deal when it comes to what we call mass adoption. And mass adoption is what we're looking for, is the ability for everybody to use it. Okay, I don't think everybody's going to use Bitcoin. I think it's going to become a cryptocurrency of the wealthy, if you will. Okay. Also, number 3 is usability and what we call AMP. As I mentioned, Bitcoin is very volatile. One day it could be 8,000, one day it could be 8,500, and that could be your profit margin. If you accepted it one day at 85 and the next day it's 8,000, that could be your profit margin wiped out. So I don't think Bitcoin is going to be a cryptocurrency that's going to be used by the masses. Again, for this reason, because the volatility scares people away. Now, when we look at CMDX, we have a thing called AMP, which is average market price. And we take the price every day for 30 days and we divide it by 30, and that creates our AMP. So when you are buying and selling products with CMDX, we have something very unique. We have AMP, and what it does, instead of it being like this, volatile like this, it smooths out the price because we're using a 30-day average of the price, and I think that's a big deal. So I tell you, I'm going to give rounds 1, 2, and 3 to CMDX, okay? Number 4, this could be where we do the KO right here, but the burn strategy, okay? Bitcoin has a fixed number of coins and it'll never have more than that. But the reality is it's probably never going to have less than that either. There's always going to be 21 million coins on the marketplace. Well, with CMDX, we have the ability to burn tokens. We have that built into our technology. So as people use our tokens for, say, a certain purchase of a Britney subscription, we have the ability to burn those tokens and remove them from circulation. So here's the thing that we're trying to achieve with CMDX that will give us the KO on number 4, and that is have increasing demand, meaning more members joining every day, and decreasing supply. So the more members that are buying Britney subscriptions, it's decreasing the supply at a faster rate. And if your supply becomes more scarce and your demand comes greater, I think we know that's a formula for wealth accumulation in a very big way. So I'm going to say number 4, we can call it a draw right there, but I think that burning strategy is very, very important for CMDX. Now, number 5, the way you distributed a coin typically is called mining. So the way a coin is brought or a token is brought into existence is called mining. Well, that means buying computers and graphics cards and understanding computer language and sending your power bill through the roof at your house. I mean, tell me you haven't done that before. If you've ever mined, you know what I'm talking about. But mining is not for the masses, okay? Now, if I told you go out and walk a mile and then our smart contract is going to reward you with, say, $1 or $2 for walking a mile, and then when you come home, all you have to do is hit the red button, claim my tokens, and they're minted and put into your wallet. Again, I think we got a TKO right here. I mean, minting versus mining, I think, is a very, very big deal. And when you're talking to people, we will have millions of people minting tokens, whereas Bitcoin will have tens of thousands of people that are mining. So there's, I think, a greater opportunity for us to create mass distribution of our coin with a much easier methodology of getting the tokens into the masses' hands, okay? And that's through minting. All you got to do is click a button and the tokens go straight to your wallet. No fancy computers, nothing like that, no fancy knowledge. It's very, very simple. One of the keys that Peter Diamandis talks about in his book, Bold, he says the company that creates a simple, elegant solution will own the cryptocurrency space. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to make cryptocurrency simple for the masses. And minting does that. Mining does not. So I'm giving number 5 to CMDX. Number 6, I think, is, again, another knockdown on Bitcoin, and that's timing. While I believe that Bitcoin will probably go to $250,000 a token to $1 million a coin, I believe it's going to go way up. Its days of hyper growth are over. Those are 40x, maybe even 100x it could hit, $800,000 per coin, 100x, put $100 in and have, 100 times that. That's possible, I think, with Bitcoin. But then you've got cryptocurrencies like CMDX that are at 1 Satoshi right now. And if we go to 1 penny, you're talking about 10,000% return. We're talking about massive jumps in wealth. And so I would say timing, do you want to get in later when it's already mature and you've missed the boat? Do you want to invest in Microsoft stock now, or do you want to invest in Microsoft stock in the 80s? Obviously the 80s, So I think when you get in is very, very important, and we have that opportunity. Remember, we're on the same train tracks as Bitcoin. We're using the same train tracks. We're heading the same direction, the same destination. The only difference is we have a much more powerful locomotive. Our technology is faster, it's cheaper, it's easier, it's more efficient. We got smart contracts, we got burning strategy. Look at all the things that we have over Bitcoin and tell me why you wouldn't be excited about that. And then there's the 7th reason, okay? And this to me is if we haven't TKO'd beat Bitcoin already, we've got them absolutely knocked out forever on this one. And that is, we pay you to spread the word. Bitcoin does not. And I think I could wrap it up right there, but I want to elaborate a little bit. We use exponential technology called network marketing to create a viral effect. Now, let me give you some education on what viral velocity is. Viral velocity means for every person that joins your company, how many people do they invite? Okay? Facebook was the #1 most viral company in the world with a viral velocity of 6. For every person that joined, 6 other people were invited by that person. Okay? If you can have a 1 viral rating, you're going to do well. If you have a 2, you're going to do really well. If you're 3, you're going to go off the chain. Okay? Well, we're looking for 2. We're looking for a viral velocity rating of 2. And what that means is for every 1 person that brings in, they invite 2 more. And with that exponential compounding growth, I believe our community will become bigger than Bitcoin's in half the time it took Bitcoin to hit its numbers. I believe we can do in 5 years what it took Bitcoin 10 years to do because we're using network marketing and we're paying you. Okay? When Bitcoin started, it started in a bunch of technology chat rooms and it grew through linear growth. One that told one that one told one. The difference with us is we're going to have 1 person that we're going to tell. We're going to tell Catherine, who's going to go out and tell 100. Catherine, 1 brings in 100 instead of 1 bringing in 1, or 1 Dr. Isagwa bringing in 50, or a Todd Cook, bringing in 40. We're going to have a viral velocity rating on average of at least 2, and that's a really big deal because if you grow like that every month, in 12 months, over 200,000 people a month will be joining CMDX, which will make us the #1 cryptocurrency in the world. I'm going for the #1 health cryptocurrency, but I'm telling you what, after seeing these 7 reasons, have everybody on your team watch this video and say, why shouldn't we be excited? We're able to get CMDX at 1 Satoshi right now. It's traded, it's usable, we're getting paid to share it with others, and let's create that critical mass. Let's create that mass adoption through this powerful technology, this exponential team building technology that we have called network marketing. We are one of the few cryptocurrencies in the world that has this engine built in. And to me, if we're on the same train track as Bitcoin, not only do we have a more powerful locomotive, because of this, our locomotive is turbocharged. We have something even more that nobody else has. And you can disagree with me if you want to, but these are the facts. These are the elements that make us better than Bitcoin. And I'm saying that in a very bold way, but remember, I love Bitcoin, but it is a first mover. And if you do your research on first mover technology versus second mover technology, you can see that there are inherent disadvantages to being a first mover, and Bitcoin definitely has a whole bunch of them. But Ethereum has done an amazing job. We're built on Ethereum. Our CMDX token is trading. We have minting going on, and soon people will be using it to buy health products and services on our platform. That's when it gets really, really exciting with CMDX, is that usability and the ability to start burning tokens as people use them. Hey, this is Tom with CMDX. I hope you enjoyed this video. Pow! I think we got a TKO today. Thanks for joining me. I hope this educated you. As always, live healthy, be wealthy, and be enriched.